Do I need to put my Liberty hat and face on?
No, no, no. I'll just take mine off, okay? Take mine off. How about this one? Any ideas, guys, on what movies we're ranking next? You have any clue?
Yes, I do. The Purge.
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 All right, there's 5 movies and 2 TV shows. We watched TV shows and we thought about ranking them in this, and we decided we were just going to go with movies alone on this rankings this time.
Yes.
We enjoyed both the series, though, when we watched them. All right. You want to go first?
Sure. All right. The Purge movie that I liked the least is number... Which one do you think it is? Number 5. That one is called Forever Purge.
Go ahead and write that down over on my side, too. Then go ahead and write that down in the middle. Because I don't think it's going to move if we both disliked it the most. The most. For people who haven't watched the Forever Purge, it's set in Texas. It's a different setting. It's out in more of a country setting, and it's got some small towns, and they're trying to get to Mexico because instead of it being a one-night purge, it's turned into an all-day event.
Forever. It's any day, all day, every day. Is what they're trying to get it to go to anyways. And they have, Mexico and Canada has opened its borders for 6 hours. And if you make it there and get through their borders, they're going to let you in, no questions asked, as long as you don't bring a gun with you. And you're safe.
Yeah, it has a big immigration is the background. A lot of these movies have a thing in the background. It's a moral compass, if you will, or a political statement. And this one was immigration for sure. Hit really hard on that. Rich versus the poor. And they were plotting, like I said, the immigration versus basically white power or white people. And it was a purging of anything that was not white. Like I said, a lot of these movies, after watching them again, are really a political statement and moral compasses on society. Like a real strong political statements. They're trying to get to El Paso, Texas, and then the El Paso, Texas is a big plot of it. And they end up using the tunnels that through over to Mexico to get back safe, and then that's not safe enough for them because they're out in the middle of the desert and they start coming at them. It's a lot of different settings. Yeah. I wasn't as fond of this one. For one thing, it went really away from the mask. I like it when they're doing the mask and it's one day. Mm-hmm. I like that thinking as well. As you can tell, I got a few Purge masks. I like that.
Yeah, Forever Purge. That just means ain't nothing changed. It's any day, every day.
Yeah, it was a civil war between the Purge and the NFA.
NFFA. The something founding fathers. Something. Yeah.
Yep. That was our bottom. That was without talking to each other, and we both disliked that the most.
Yep.
All right, I'll go with my next one.
Number 1? Really?
Purge 1.
That's not where mine is.
Purge 1. What was yours?
What was my number 4?
Yep.
My number 4 was number 4.
Uh,
Which was called The First Purge.
well, the first purge for me was right here.
You got it right the first time.
Did I? It just looked horrible in my handwriting, I guess.
That's correct. First Purge, number 1.
All right. So we'll talk about that one before we get to the my fourth, because obviously it's ranked higher on Tony's. The first purge was set on Staten Island, New York, and it was just a trial basis where they only had it in one area, and they were going to show the world or America that this is everybody wanted this, and it basically was it was set up as they thought that the poor societies were going to try to eliminate each other. And what ended up happening was the drug dealers decided just to lay low, protect their stuff, because, if they kill each other, nobody to sell their product to, and they can't, make any money. So they didn't want to do that. So what had happened, the government had offered them money to start purging.
$5,000
Right there it is.
to stay in Staten Island and purge. And then if you purged and survived, they offered you more money.
They offered you money for each kill.
Yep.
And they had contacts where they could see them.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was a rich versus poor again. And after I'm reading my wrong notes here. They actually started sending in mercs.
Yep.
To start purging more, because they wasn't getting enough action.
They needed it to be a successful experiment.
Yep. So then the drug dealers come out and started protecting their communities that they lived in, fighting against the hired guns that were coming in to purge people. There was a couple different places, and it came down to a tower.
Like an apartment building.
Yep. So that was my third and Tony's fourth. So now let's go to Tony's third.
Okay.
Unless you got more.
No. The only other thing I had on there was it said the purge is considered a success and now will be nationwide next year.
Yep.
Alright. I know we'll disagree on this one as well. I think this one's probably your favorite. Number 3, election year.
Yep. Let's hear your comments on that.
I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I just thought the others, there are better ones. I had to put it somewhere. It's politics. It's the there's a lady trying to go against the NFFA. She's trying to run for, what is she running for? Senator?
President.
Oh, she is a senator.
Yep.
She's running for president. So she can stop the purge. She's wanting to end it. So she's trying to, she didn't want to stay in a secure location. She wanted to try to get people to vote for her, to show that she's going to go out and face this. So then it shows her and her bodyguard or whatever he is running through the streets. He's trying to protect her, to keep her safe.
He's a returning character from the franchise. He was in the second one. Yeah, he was in the second one. which was Purge Anarchy. He was in that, so he come back. He was a real good character. I enjoyed that movie. Obviously, it's not going to be there for me. I did put Purge 1 down at the bottom for me, and I just didn't like the concept of when I first thought of this type movie. I thought you were going to see a bunch of people running around killing people, which was what the rest of the movies were. But this was based on one house alone. This was Purge 1, and they were coming in, and his kids let somebody in to save him, and then they wanted him back, and then by that they become the reason why they were trying to attack their houses, because they would not give them back.
Yeah.
And then the neighbors come to save them.
Yeah.
And then the neighbors actually wanted to kill him because he was getting rich off of them.
Yeah. They wanted to. The neighbors only saved them so they could be the ones to kill them.
Yep. That had Ethan Hawke in it, by the way.
He was the dad.
Yep. He was the main character.
Who ends up dying.
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
And it started the whole concept of mask and the killings and stuff. And you saw a lot of the killings in the street on TV. You didn't see it actually in the movie. You saw it on TV.
That's where this one is my number 2, number 1. Just simply for that reason too. It's all about that one house. I done that. Messed up. I've been doing a number 1 over here.
It doesn't matter, babe.
I know it doesn't, but you know how I am. It doesn't matter. You are correct.
So you have anything more to add to my comments on the Purge movie?
No, the daughter had a boyfriend that snuck in the house with them too, and he was going to end up trying to kill the dad because the dad wasn't going to let her see him. So then the dad ended up killing him. But no, it's just them all because that little boy let that one man in that was running through the streets. They saw him on the camera saying, "Save me, help me."
It's more of a home invasion type
movie
than an actual Purge movie, I thought.
Yeah.
It
was good. Well. It was good though. That's why it's my number 2.
The reason it was down at number 4 for me. Number 2. Anarchy.
ANA. RCHY.
Anarchy was my number 2. Like I said, it was the reoccurring character in that. He was in it again. He was also in the my number 1.
Boy, that's some sloppy handwriting.
He was in my number 1. These two had the same guy, and that's basically one of the reasons I thought he carried the movies. I thought he was good in both of them. But let's talk about Anarchy. It was March 21st. It takes place, by the way, citywide, following 3 groups. It was a young couple broke down and they started running through the city, kind of like over the 70s, the Warriors type of stuff. They were running through the city, and then there was about black family hunkering down in their place, and then the landlord, he wanted to come in on them, and then it was once again, it was the military dudes out trying to catch them. And then the one guy that was out to actually purge a drunk driver that got off, and he was wanting to vindicate his son, who got run over by the drunk driver. And then they stopped him because of they got in his car, and he was helping the mom and daughter run from their landlord and all this other. And then it was a military group coming in to eliminate people in the whole apartment complex. and he was trying to protect those and the young couple too that was having problems. They were all out running around, and then ended up at a grocery store. They were there for a little while, and then there was a girl that came in. She wanted her candy. Oh, man.
I don't think that was this one, was it?
Was it not? Oh, that was election year where she was coming in.
Yeah, yeah. That was election year.
Right.
I didn't have that in my notes.
I'm getting them confused there between the anarchy and the election year because it's basically the same guy.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically the notes I had. The drunk driver got off on a technicality due to the son. He hit his son before the purge, but the son didn't actually die until the day of purge. So they, chalked that up to a purge kill, and he got off. But he ended up not killing the drunk driver. I guess he had mercy on him, and then the drunk driver actually come out and tried to save him when he was getting shot at by the leader of that platoon.
The military group that was chasing him.
Yep. So I like this one just because it was the first one that showed you what the actual purge should have looked like instead of that first one with the house invasion.
Yeah, it was the Purge Anarchy. Like I said, it was actually the number 2 in their franchise. It had a lot of the masks as well. I enjoyed that aspect of the whole movie series. You want to put it up top?
Yeah. They're all always so suspenseful in that you think they're safe, and then the next thing you know, they're not. Something happens, and they have to leave that safe place and go to another safe place. And that's always throughout the whole night in most of these movies.
A lot of different kind of kills. You've seen a guillotine kill in this series and stuff like that. It was different. Weapons, some of them guns. Some of them just bats, axes, a lot of different stabbings. It was the whole spectrum of horror killings in this series of movies, and in the TV series as well.
The first Purge was set in 2022, and then the second one was 2023, and then you go to the third one, and it's in 2040. So then the fourth one, of course, that goes back, because that was the first one. But then the fifth one is 2048. It's after that Charlene lost, after her 8 years were over as president, they went back to that NFFA it took over. But it just is
New Founding
in the
Fathers
future. Yeah, that's what
of
it is.
America.
New Founding Fathers of America. I knew we'd figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we're going to rank what the Dotsons rank, not just Kenny and Tony. Tony's side's wrong, Kenny's side's right, by the way. Of course.
This just helps me when I'm looking at it. All right. So, of course, we got number 5. So, I had 4. You had 1, 3, and 4. I think 4 should probably be somewhere in here.
I think 4 should probably be right there then. The first Purge. So right now we have it ranked Forever on the bottom, and the first Purge next.
So then, Election Anarchy and number 1.
Well, just by doing the math, Anarchy is 2 on mine and 1 on yours, so Anarchy is probably going to be number 1.
Okay.
And then I would assume the election year and then the first Purge, because if you average the numbers out, it's going to be that way. Unless you want to shuffle them around.
So you say anarchy not here?
That's what I'm guessing, unless you want to let me win this and put election year up there.
I really don't care. Not really a competition.
So, yeah, Anarchy is going to win our top movie, followed by The Purge, election year. I do cosplay in this. I mean, my wife did that for Halloween one year. But yeah, I do cosplay right there. The reason I have the outfit. And then we have the regular Purge going in at 3. So that's our rankings of the 5 Purge movies.
2, 3, 1, 4, 5.
They were a lot more enjoyable than my first time watching them many years ago. And coming back through this, like I said, they had too many political statements they're trying to throw at me. It really deterred from the franchise for me, I thought.
Yeah, I would agree.
They always tried to either make it a rich poor or a racial thing, or even the immigration thing was big in it. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I could tolerate these a little better than those Hellraiser ones, though.
Oh, definitely. This is a newer franchise, so everything was better, and it was all top line movies too. You know, none of them were released for TV. They were all released to go straight to the movie.
Yeah, and they are working on a 6th one, by the way, that I don't know when it'll be released.
It's Blumhouse that puts these out. And they've had several incarnations at it, like at Halloween Horror Nights have done it.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Well, all right. We saw Scream. We enjoyed that. We ranked that. We probably will not rank again this year, but we may follow it up next year after we see, because 7 has been green lighted, so we may watch the franchise of Scream next year.
And just add the 2 latest ones in there.
Yep. Instead of doing all new ranking right now, we'll wait until they finish it up for a little while and then come back. And then our next franchise that we're going to watch is the what I would call the granddaddy of them all, Halloween.
There's still a lot more that we want to do. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
I want to do some others that he's not too fond of, like Candyman and even Jaws.
She wants to do Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn, yes.
Yeah, that franchise.
Yep. So we're going to do a whole lot more.
And I think we'll probably even do the Universal Monsters one.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get done with everything, then we'll take our number ones and we'll watch them all, number ones versus number ones, just tell you which one we like the best. So we've got plenty of these rankings coming out.
It's endless what we could do.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
Yeah, I do.
Whether anybody else enjoys it. And if you do enjoy it, thank you very much.
We appreciate you watching.
We want you to like, share, and subscribe with all your friends.
And tell us your order of the Purge movies, how you like them from best to worst.
What your favorite Purge character is, and if you wanted to dress up for one for Halloween, what costume you went with.
Yep.
Because we did that for Halloween one year. But I'm going to just say this. Until next time.
Horns up.